just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me he's brought me this far to leave me. Never said there wouldn't be trials. Never said I wouldn't fall. Never said that everything would go the way I wanted to go. But when my back is against the wall and I feel all hope is gone, I'll just lift my head up to the sky and say, help me to be strong. I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. No, no, you didn't bring me out here to leave me lonely. Even when I can't see clearly, I know that you are with me, so I just can't give up now. Said I've come too far from where I've started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. I can't give up now. I just can't give up now. Said I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
To be fully human is really to discover who I am. And who am I? I'm a member of the huge human family, where we're all brothers and sisters wherever we come from, whatever our culture, whatever our religion. We were born in weakness, we will grow, and we will die. So the story of each one of us is a story of accepting that we are fragile. To discover who I am is to discover also a unity between my head and my heart. The head, we are called to grow, to understand, and to work through things. But the heart is something else. It's about concern by others.
If you're wondering who that wonderful singer was, that is our very own Francine Morrison, who's a service coordinator at Brampton, Caledon Community Living. Thank you, Francine, and thank you to Brittany Donaldson and Renee Fraser, who accompanied you. That was wonderful. My name is Sean Travis, and I'm the past president for Brampton, Caledon Community Living. Welcome to Brampton, Caledon Community Living's 58th Annual General Meeting. Thank you for being with us here tonight.
Good evening. My name is Jim Tranfillo, and I'm the Executive Director of Brampton, Caledon Community Living. Our theme for our annual general meeting this evening is inspired by the man whom you just saw in the video Jean Vanier, who, as some of you know, is the founder of L'Arche.
March of this year, Mr. Vanier was awarded the prestigious Templeton Prize, which honors a living person who has made an exceptional contribution to affirming life's spiritual dimension, whether through insight, discovery, or practical works. Past recipients of the award include Desmond Tutu and the Dalai Lama. Mr. Vanier, who has lived with people with a developmental disability for half a century at L'Arche, says that living with people with a disability has made him more fully human.
We often hear from people about the profound impact people with a developmental disability have made on their own lives. People with a disability often share experiences unique to them by virtue of their disability. Their stories too often marked by rejection and devaluation. Yet, despite such experiences, there is kindness, gentleness, trust, and hope, the human spirit still burning, refusing to be extinguished. When we walk alongside people on their personal journeys, we understand what Jean Vanier means when he says that living with people with a disability has made him more fully human. Tonight we will hear from people whose lives have been changed for the better because of walking alongside people on their own personal journey.
I would like now to introduce to you several members of our board of directors. Kathy Bell, Rosemary Cumby, Bill Dowell, Deli Faraci, Jane Picard, and Sarah Singh. In 2010, Donna and Kirk, longtime friends of Caledon Community Living, established a fund to provide for an annual award to celebrate the life and memory of their son, Matthew. The Reese Matthew Kirk Above and Beyond Award recognizes an employee of Brampton Caledon Community Living who exemplifies the values and vision of our association and demonstrates a deep commitment to people with an intellectual disability. The award provides for a $1,000 cash award and a trip to a disability-related conference in North America, up to a value of $2,500. I will now ask Diane Durson to come up and say a few words as to the reason why she nominated the person she did for the Reese Matthew Kirk Above and Beyond Award. Diane?
Thank you, Sean. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I've had the pleasure of working with Travis Miller for almost 2 years. Travis is usually the first to arrive in the mornings, usually at 7:30 a.m. He loves what he does, and he is always respectful with the people he supports and their families. He works hard to help people to reach their potential and to create meaningful opportunities and experiences for them. He is a great role model, always willing to take on additional tasks and responsibilities, and well regarded by his colleagues. His actions echo our values, and he goes above and beyond the call. He is a great asset to our organization and well deserving of this reward. Congratulations, Travis. I would like to call Travis to the podium, please.
My name's Ed Kirk. I'm Matthew's father. If you ever look at the pictures of Matthew, they want to show me. You'll see him with a wonderful, happy face. And all of you contributed to making that face. And we just wanted to show our appreciation of it for some period of time. And Travis is an exact example of why we did it.
obviously is part of that team. Diane, our manager, is an incredible person. Couldn't ask for a better manager. BCCL is just an excellent organization to work for. Fortunately, I've had the opportunity to work with some great people in the past, like all those guys over at Rutherford Road too. So, been very, very fortunate, and much like an eclipse, everything just aligned. So, thanks.
Congratulations, Travis, and thank you to the Kirk family for making this award possible. On behalf of the Board of Directors of Brampton Caledon Community Living, I wish to thank the staff of Brampton Caledon Community Living for all the tremendous work they do. We would also like to extend our appreciation to our funders, partners, families, and volunteers who work with us to make a positive difference in the life of our community and the lives of people with an intellectual disability. I will now call our meeting to order and ask for a motion to accept the minutes of the annual general meeting held on September 25th, 2014. Do I have a mover? Jane Picard. Seconder, Rosemary Cumby. All those in favor? All those against? Carried. I will now ask for a motion to approve all acts, contracts, bylaws, proceedings, appointments, elections, and payments enacted, made, done, and taken by the directors and officers since the last annual meeting held on September 25th, 2014, as contained in the board minutes, be hereby approved and confirmed. Do I have a mover? Kathy Bell. Do I have a seconder? Rosemary Cumby. All those in favor? All those against? Carried. Thank you. We'll now hear from Board Director Dali Faraci.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Board Treasurer, who is unable to be with us tonight, I am pleased to report that for the 13th consecutive year, Brampton Caledon Community Living has come in with another balanced budget for the 2014-2015 fiscal year. Almost 90% of our funding comes from the Ministry of Community and Social Services and the Ministry of Children and Youth Services. The Region of Peel Children's Services funds our early childhood education services. I hope this one's better. Now I can look up at you. Okay. So I was saying that almost 90% of our funding comes from the Ministry of Community and Social Services and the Ministry of Children and Youth Services. The Region of Peel Children's Services funds our early childhood education services. As well, the United Way of Peel continued to provide financial support for our project in Caledon, which is designed to promote community capacity and the participation of people in their community. We wish to thank our funding partners for their support this past fiscal year. The Board President and Treasurer have reviewed the audited financial statements of Brampton Caledon Community Living for the year ended March 31st, 2015. Are there any questions from the membership regarding the financial statements? Unless there are any objections, we will dispense with the reading of the statements, and I would ask for a motion to accept the financial statements of Brampton Caledon Community Living for the period ended March 31st, 2015. Okay, Bill Dowell is the mover, and the seconder would be Rosemary Cumby. Thank you. All those in favor? All those against? Okay, that's carried. Do I have a motion to appoint KPMG as the auditors for Brampton Caledon Community Living for the year ending March 31st, 2016? Kathy Bell, thank you for moving. Second, Jane Pekar. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion's carried. Thank you. I will now ask our KPMG representative, Nancy Furnout, to provide a few comments.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here again tonight. Every year I love coming here, and I have a permanent smile on my face the whole evening, and especially for the beautiful singing that was done earlier, so thank you for that. And so I just wanted to say, as was mentioned, that we did have a clean audit opinion again for the audit, and that's in large part to Jim and Anne-Marie and their team, so thank you for that. And I hope everyone has a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy, and thank you, Deli. Congratulations once again to the board and staff on bringing in another balanced budget. Well done. Board directors, Kathy Bell, Arlette Brobin, Rosemary Cumby, Bill Dowell, Deli Faraci, Ms. Finn Hagos, Jane Pekar, Sarah Singh, and yours truly will continue to serve their terms. Given the revision to our bylaw passed last year at our AGM, setting the board complement at 9, and the current directors having not served their have not completed their terms, there are no director vacancies available at this time. Having concluded the business portion of our program, I would like now to introduce to you Stephen Haney, a manager with Brampton Caledon Community Living, who will talk about his memories of a gentleman he supported, and after the video, we'll be hearing from Sarah Singh, a board director with Brampton Caledon Community Living. Stephen?
No man is an island, entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. If a clod be washed away by the sea, Europe is the less, as well as if a promontory were, as well as if a manner of thy friends or thy own were. Any man's death diminishes me, because I am involved in mankind, and therefore never send to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. Good evening. The 16th century English poet and cleric John Donne wrote those words as he contemplated his pending death. Jean Vanier wrote that the process of becoming a community happens when the majority of its members make the transition from the community for myself to myself for the community. In my life, I have known no greater example of living for your community than the life lived by Edgar Wixie before his soul took flight towards the heavens on the 30th of October last year. Edgar was a principled man and fiercely independent. In spite of his disability, his journey on earth was one of happiness, contentment, and creating bonds with everyone he met. These bonds were the source of his contentment in life, as they should be in ours. Humans have an inherent need to belong, which has been evident since the beginning of civilization. Also evident are the artificial barriers from one another we have put up since, which have taken us further away from belonging and have led to unhappiness, loneliness, isolation, war, and atrocities. spite of these barriers, humankind has survived and thrived because the spirit of community is strong in us. Edgar Wixie helped to break down some of these barriers that keep us apart from each other. Barriers conscious and unconscious, such as labeling and ostracizing those who are different, and building walls between them and us. You will remember Edgar if he came into your life at any time. He was an ambassador of good feelings and human bonding, and you would always remember that contact. I had the pleasure of supporting Edgar in his later years and became his friend. I was constantly amazed at the number of people who knew and remembered Edgar when we would meet them passing by. A smile came over each of their faces, and they would light up. But many times, there were poignant remembrances such as, I remember you when I was a child, and now I'm in my 40s. You worked with my mom at Fletcher's Creek Rec Center. My mom has since passed away, but if there is anything I could ever do for you, let me know. Or from a lady we met in a hallway at Brampton Civic, who was clearly in middle age. I remember you. I was a little girl swimming at Earnscliffe, and you were always on the pool deck saying hello to everyone and taking care of the equipment. Or from a volunteer with the Canedettes, which Edgar volunteered for from 1982 to 2013, over 30 years. I will always remember Edgar's smile, she says, helping out with the Brampton Canedettes tournament. His favorite thing to do was come out onto the ice and hand out the medals. He loved seeing the girls' smiling faces as they received them. He was a joy to have around with the hustle and bustle of running the tournament. When times got rough, you could head to Edgar and he would make everything that much better. I haven't seen or talked to him since the last tournament I was involved in, but I will always remember him. And from a city employee, whenever there was an event at Chinguzi Park, Edgar was always there to help. Canada Day was very important to Edgar, his time to shine on stage, as he would be invited up by the mayor and introduced as Brampton's best volunteer. Edgar's park bike with the basket and flag hanging proudly always let us know that he was on site somewhere. Edgar would sit at the garage door for the curling club while we were all running back and forth doing event preparations. Edgar would make sure no one entered that area that he didn't know. When the carnival was in town, Edgar would be the first one on site to get his job duties from Jeff or Tom. Edgar would wear his volunteer t-shirts, always needed two, one for the morning and one for the afternoon, very proudly. Edgar was a part of many of us that work for the city. He taught us that no matter what life has dealt you, make the best of it. Give to your community and always wear a big smile. Thanks for the many, many years of hard work and helping us whenever we needed it. Many events will miss you. There will always be but just one Edgar, and I'm happy to have had the pleasure to call you my friend. Speaking of karma, the man who had fond memories of Edgar and his connection to his late mother became the case manager from CCAC for Edgar when his health declined and he required hospitalization and many medical supports. Needless to say, Edgar got Cadillac services. I felt it was a privilege for me to support Edgar and have him as a friend. His positive outlook, sheer honesty, self-reliance, but with an unbreakable, reciprocal connection with his community, made me feel good, and it was as if I too felt I belonged. His connection with people lifted his spirits and renewed his feelings of wonderment and belonging. Edgar had a spiritual connection with his God through his church, the Community of Christ, with whom he worshiped throughout his life. He took their teachings to heart, but Edgar also received spiritual sustenance from people, whom he in turn repaid twofold. He was a role model for me, and I miss him, but his lessons I learned well, and hope I'm a better person for it. I opened, and I now close with reference to John Donne. Scholars speak of his words. The death of an individual, signified by the tolling of the bell, is like a treasure buried at the bottom of a mine, only of value if it is given to
thing with human beings is to learn to love. And to love is not to do things for people, it's not to tell people what to do, it's to reveal. What do we reveal? You're important. You might be important in the things you do, but there's something even more important than what you do. It's who you are.
Let's figure out which mic's going to work best first, right? Hello, everyone. Greetings. Thank you all for being here this evening. My name is Sarah Singh, and I'm a board director here at Brampton Caledon Community Living, as many of you know. It has been, for the last 4 years, a true pleasure and honor to serve as a board director for such a wonderful organization. This organization embraces and embodies the very meaning of community living, and so it has been a true privilege to serve as a board director here. When Jim asked me to speak here today, I wasn't sure if I could really do the theme justice. This notion of the spiritual journey seemed a little philosophical for me, but in doing this, I actually realized the power of our journey and the power of sharing that journey with others and inspiring them. So I've been, no stranger, and I assume others in this room are no stranger to the very often difficult and painful path that we walk on as individuals with a disability, as allies, as siblings, as parents, and as friends, and more importantly, as advocates. There is no doubt, with my background in political sort of affairs and understanding of political policies, no doubt that our current political system is flawed with respect to how people with disabilities can access opportunities that we all take for granted. But fixing policy is one thing. In going through this journey, I realized that the real difficulty lies in changing the opinions of everyday individuals who are steadfast in their beliefs, whether that is through exclusion, whether that's through bullying, whether that's through discrimination. Changing beliefs that are embedded in our societies are very difficult. So in going through this process and taking stock of what has inspired me, my younger sister, Gervier, has inspired my journey throughout my life in terms of things that I've pursued. As I was working on what I was going to present today, she was over and she found a book of mine with poetry that I had written over the years and never shared with anyone. For me, writing is a very healing process. It allows me to sort of release thoughts. And so in thinking about my spiritual journey, I began to write, and what came forward was a spoken word piece of sorts. So I'm going to share that with you today because I feel like it encompasses what I felt was my spiritual journey and how my sister has informed that. So I just ask for some patience. This may be difficult at times, so just bear with me as I try to get through this. So the piece is titled, "Who Is She to You?" A thought that I think a number of us can relate to. Who is she to you? A question I hear time and time again. Are you a worker? Are you a nurse? Wait, not even a friend? Who is she to you? No, she's my sister, I say. Oh, wow, but still looking at her with this look of disdain. That's so noble of you, with a great big smile, but still looking at her like she's something so vile. A feeling not foreign as the rage ensues. Let the truth be told, sometimes I lose control and I don't know what I'll do. Who is she? I say. She's a princess, can't you see? The crown above her head, it's so heavenly. But then I realize she has gifts you can't see. Hello. Okay. Talents you choose not to believe. Who is she, you ask? She's an artist, a poet, a singer, designer, an advocate, a friend. She is a sister, a daughter, an aunt, always there with a helping hand. She is a young leader fighting to be heard, to be realized, to be given a chance, a mere opportunity, something more than your pitiful glance. Who is she, you ask? She's a warrior out here on a task. She's here to challenge your misapprehensions, your notions of who she is and who she ought to be, all the things you think she lacks because she isn't what you want her to be. She's here to break out of every box you want to put her into. She's here to set you free, free from all these societal beliefs, all these limitations, all these labels you see, all these constraints that you place on her, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, judging every one of her abilities and questioning her ability to be. Who is she, you ask? She is flawless, despite being battered and broken by the lack of expectations, judgments, and criticisms, by the harsh stares and miscalculations. She is a warrior, taking it all in stride, with her head held high. You see, each negative remark doesn't leave a scar. It helps mold a martyr, thick skin and pain so deep that the average being would drown from the tears that they would weep, but not her. Strength of 1,000, determination of a lion, she takes my hand, and together we stand. Stronger, united, this force field is our shield, and our words are our swords that we breathe to help you see that there's more to this world than shallow misconceptions, and that someone who is different by any standard still deserves the right to be. Who is she, you ask? Look at her again and you'll see. No explanation needed. You just need to feel and believe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah. That was beautiful. Good evening, everyone. My name is Deanna Liver, and I'm the Human Resources Manager for Brampton Caledon Community Living. Brampton Caledon Community Living is pleased to recognize their long-term employees who have shown dedication and commitment to both our vision, our mission, and to the people we support. We are proud of our employees who work hard every day to change the world and help people to lead enriched and meaningful lives. We would now like to acknowledge employees who have reached their service milestones. When your name is called, please come forward and stand with Karen Brown, our Human Resources Generalist. Andy Williamson, the Caledon Connections Manager, will now begin to read the names of our 5-year Service Award recipients.
Good evening, everybody. So, we'd like to recognize our 5-year award recipients. So could Dan and S, Resource Consultant. Karen Alexander, Manager of Community Living Sports. And Christina Seszczowska, Community Participation Sport Worker. Please come up. So ladies, thank you for coming forward. If, as I call your name, please come forward to receive your award. So Dan and S. Oh, sorry. I missed Jim and Sean, sorry. Karen Alexander. And Karen Seszczowska. On On behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present all of you with your 5-year service award.
Okay, we would now like to recognize our 10-year service award recipients. When your name is called, please come forward and stand with Karen. Jason Rampersad, Community Living Supports Manager. Huadwo Baffer, Support Worker. Lisa Kyoto, Resource Consultant. Patricia Akonta, Support Worker. And finally, Susanna York, On-Call Manager. Okay, so will Jason Rampersad please come forward? Jason, we know the amount of effort that you put into your job, and we assure you that your efforts don't go unnoticed. Your dedication and commitment over the past 10 years is appreciated and recognized. Jason, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you with this 10-year service award. Head over there. Quadro Baffo. Please step forward. Quadro has demonstrated true passion and commitment for the people he supports and has shown tremendous growth over the years. He has proven to be an excellent team player and is known for building strong relationships with the people he supports and their families. Quadro, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you with this 10-year service award. Congratulations. Lisa Kyoto, please step forward. Lisa started with Brampton Caledon Community Living 10 years ago as a teaching assistant, then worked as a service coordinator, and is now a resource consultant for the early childhood education services. Lisa is passionate about the children and the families she supports. Her wealth and knowledge and experience makes her a valued member of the ECE team. Lisa, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you with this 10-year service award. Will Patricia Akonta please come forward? Pat, as she likes to be called, brings a unique positive energy to work on a daily basis. She has the ability to make people smile. People can expect a fun evening engaged in their community with friends and family when Pat is working. Pat, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you with this 10-year service award. Susanna York, will you please step forward? Susanna, this is a significant year for you as you celebrate an important service anniversary with Brampton Caledon Community Living. As you reach this milestone, it is with great pride that we present you with this award to show our appreciation for your dedicated years of service and professional achievements. Susan, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you with this 10-year service award. We would now like to recognize our 15-year service award recipients. When your name is called, please come forward and stand beside Karen. Alina Gracechuk, support worker. Gus Liam, support worker. Ilsa Bruce Rigo, support worker. Jadwiga Zwolininski, support worker. Jason Walker, NORPAC participant. Joan Reed, Associate Family. Liberlyn Furster, Associate Family. And Wilton Walters, Support Worker. Will Alina Gracechuk please come forward? Alina, you are a strong advocate for the people you support, promoting people's involvement in the community and facilitating the development of social networks. You always remain professional and current in your field of expertise. It is with great pride that you are part of our team at 83 Dorchester. Alina, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you with the 15th Year Service Award. Welcome. Will Gus Liam please come forward? Gus strongly believes in the importance of empowering people and giving people choices. He is passionate about the people he supports and encourages people to push past their comfort levels and try different things. Gus, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you with this 15th Year Service Award. Will Ilsa Bruce Rigo please come forward? Ilsa has found her passion. The excellence that you display through your caring and hard work to help enhance the lives of people that you support is greatly appreciated by Brampton Caledon Community Living. Your experiences make an impact with the new employees who work beside you. Ilsa, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you with the 15-Year Service Award. Will Jadwiga Zolinski please come forward? Jackie, as we like to call her, is always ready for work. She is compassionate, caring, dedicated, and willing to go above and beyond her work duties. She has a caring heart, a listening ear, a comforting smile, which makes people want to work with her. Jackie, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you with this 15th Year Service Award. Congratulations.
Jason Walker, would you come forward? Jason is quick to learn any task, and he's able to help out on any job when required at Norpac. He has a friendly personality and likes to joke around with coworkers and staff, I should say. Jason has an opportunity to show off his bowling talents. He went to China and did very well. He also has developed a love for golfing. He's our ringer when we go to tournaments. Jason, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you with your 15-Year Service Award.
Okay, will Joan Reed step forward, please? Joan is a caring and supportive person who is dedicated to the people she shares her life with. She is an individual who goes above and beyond for the people she supports, a professional with a big heart and a glimmering smile who is always welcoming and willing to help. Joan, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present to you this 15th Year Service Award. Okay, so that leaves us with Wilton Walters. Step forward, please, Wilton. Wilton has provided supports to people in various aspects of their lives. His standards and philosophies are highly admired by his colleagues, people, and their families. Wilton has always taken the time to understand people and their needs. He demonstrates excellent leadership skills, confidence, respect, and can always be counted on when he is needed. Wilton, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, We are pleased to present to you this 15th Year Service Award.
We'd now like to recognize our 20-year Service Award recipients. As I call your name, please come up and join Karen on the side. Rollington Scott, NORPAC participant. Kathy Hillis, NORPAC support worker. Deborah Rose, Director of Community Living Sports. And Helen Fleming, NORPAC support worker. So I called them all up in 20 years, and I actually called up a couple of 25-year recipients too as well here. So Rolly is our 20-year recipient. So Rolly, please come forward. Rolly's a dedicated worker at NORPAC. He is always eager to help with whatever task is at hand. With a keen eye for quality control, Rolly is responsible for the final stages of packing the products, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. Rolly, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you with this 20-year service award. And now, our 25-year service award recipients. I'd like to call Kathy Hillis to come and join me up front. Besides her work at NORPAC, Kathy also sits on the Quality Assurance Measure Committee. The committee does internal audits of homes and day locations to assure the guidelines are being met. In addition to working on the production floor, you can also find Kathy helping families if they have any concerns. Maybe she's helping someone fill out an apartment application, or sitting in on a meeting with someone from NORPAC and their family with the Developmental Services Ontario group. Kathy, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you with your 25-year award. I'd now like to ask Jim to come forward.
Hello again. When I was looking for some quotes.
Come on, say some nice words.
Okay. Give me some space, Deborah.
Come on.
When I was looking for some quotes about character to work into what I wanted to say about Deborah, I came across two interesting quotes. One is from A.A. Milne, who wrote, "If a man really likes potatoes, he must be a pretty decent sort of fellow." The other quote is from that great thinker, Ronald Reagan, who offered this nugget: "You can tell a lot about a fellow's character by his way of eating jelly beans." Now, I have no idea whether or not Deborah likes potatoes, and I haven't seen her eat jelly beans. But I do know that she is compassionate, kind, dedicated, and loyal, and always ready to go above and beyond to make a difference in the lives of people we support and to Brampton Caledon Community Living. Her energy, humor, determination are essential facets of her character, and they serve me and Brampton Caledon Community Living very well. She's a joy to work with, and you can always count on her through thick and thin. Deborah and her family share their lives and home with Lori. Lori has been a part of Deborah's life for the past 23 years. Her dedication to Lori and her 25 years of service to BCCL is humbling and provides some measure and insight as to who this fine woman is and what she's all about. She has made a difference in Lori's life, and she's made a difference in the lives of many others. Deborah, we are better and richer for your character and your contributions over these past 25 years. And if I had to venture a guess, Deborah likes potatoes and would be outstanding at eating jelly beans. Deborah, we thank you and congratulate you for 25 years of stellar service to Brampton, Caledon Community Living.
Helen Fleming. Would you please come forward? Did you ever have something to do, something that needed to be done, but you just don't seem to find the time to do it? Then you find the time to do that thing, and before you know it, somebody has already done it for you, and that could have been Helen. She does things for people big or small, not because you asked her, but because it needed to be done. Helen, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you your 25-year service award. I'd now like to recognize our 30-year service award recipients. When I call your name, please come up and join Karen. Corinne Michon, NORPAC participant. Dale Losted, NORPAC participant. Laura Tom, NORPAC participant. And last but not least, Sandra Marcatulio, NORPAC participant. Corinne, please come forward. Please come forward. Corinne works on a variety of contracts at NORPAC. Her willingness to help out on any job is greatly appreciated. Her pride in the work she completes carries over to our customers. Corinne has a great rapport with everyone at work. Corinne, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you with the 30-year service award. Dale, please come forward. Dale's a man of few words, but a man of many talents. Show Dale how to do something at NORPAC, and you don't need to show him a second time. He's laughing at me because we've known each other for a long time here. His keen eye and attention to quality control makes him a person who can configure many different palette patterns. Dale, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you with your 30-year service award. Laura, would you please come forward? Laura currently works part-time at NORPAC. She works at Dollarama and volunteers at a nursing home as well. But if that doesn't keep her busy enough, then keeping care of her own apartment with cooking and cleaning does. Laura, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you with your 30-year award. Sandra, come forward. I told you not last but not least, for sure. Sandra enjoys her work at NORPAC. It doesn't matter how big or small the job is, as long as it keeps her busy. She looks forward to her chats with her friend Keith at work. Sandra, on behalf of Brampton Caledon Community Living, we are pleased to present you with your 30-year service award. And that concludes our award winners for tonight.
Thank you very much, Deanna and Andy. Congratulations. On behalf of the Board of Directors of Brampton Caledon Community Living, I wish to congratulate the staff and the participants on their awards, and thank you to our presenters as well. A job well done. We'll now hear another song from Francine.
Lord, I will lift mine eyes to the hills, knowing my help is coming from you. Your peace you give me in time of the storm. You are the source of my strength, and you are the strength of, you are the strength of my life, and I lift my hands. I lift my hands in total praise to you. Oh, you are the source of my strength, and you are the strength of my life, and I lift my hands. I lift my hands in total praise to you. Amen. 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 Amen.
Thank you, Francine, Brittany, and Renee. That was truly beautiful. A wonderful job. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed the evening. On behalf of the board and staff of Brampton Caledon Community Living, thank you for coming out this evening. I will now ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting. Mover, Rosemary Cumby. Seconder, Sarah Singh. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Good night.